He's been waiting to entertain you
here on your radio. Curtains going up on yours truly, Rockin' Ron Sedaille.
Showtime!
Thank you, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Welcome to Fun Tower Kitchen. Tonight I thought we would make something called a Hoosier sandwich. And I bet you're wondering what the who is a Hoosier sandwich. See, even Poppy's wondering what a Hoosier sandwich is. She's over there on the garden window, by the way. A Hoosier sandwich is actually a center cut pork cutlet that we're going to pound very thin, and we're going to soak it in some whole fat buttermilk, eggs, some cayenne pepper, salt and pepper. We'll let that marinate in there for about 4 hours. And then we're going to bread it with some crackers, crushed up saltine crackers, and some Wondra instant flour. You know, there's a lot of debate as to where the Hoosier sandwich originated. Some folks think that it didn't originate in Indiana at all. They think it was actually something that came out of Iowa. But I'm going to go with the story that I've always read about a guy named Nick Feinstein. His family immigrated from Germany back in the late 1800s, and in the early 1900s, he was out on the streets trying to make a living peddling sandwiches. And one of the sandwiches that he peddled was a Hoosier sandwich. And he eventually opened up a restaurant in Fort Wayne called Nick's Kitchen. So, going over our ingredients, we have some nice lean center cut pork here. We're going to marinate that in egg, whole fat buttermilk, some cayenne pepper, and a little salt and pepper. And we'll let that rest for about 4 hours. So let's get started with that right now. Okay, the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to smash and chop up a couple of cloves of garlic. Now, if you don't like garlic or you don't like that much garlic, use 2 cloves, but I love garlic, so I'm going to use 4 cloves of garlic. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to smash it like so. I could smell the garlic. It smells so good after you smash it like that. I'm just going to chop it up. Got one of my Winco warming pans here. I like to use these as dipping pans and marinating pans. They're relatively cheap. They're well made, at about $6 a piece for this particular size. So I'm going to throw our garlic in there. I'm going to crack a couple eggs. And I have 2 cups of whole fat buttermilk. See how nice and thick that is? That's what we want. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of heat with some cayenne pepper. You can go with about 1/4 of a teaspoon. Just a pinch of salt, not too much. And a pinch of pepper. That's about it. That'll work just fine. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to whisk all this goodness together. Just like that. Mix it up really nice. Next thing we want to do is trim up this center cut pork. Get rid of that fat. Just the fat. Just like that. Now we've got 3 nice lean pieces of pork. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to pound our pork. And I'm going to use the tenderizer side, just a little bit on each side. Make sure you pound out. Like so. up a bit. If you see any more fat on there, you want to get rid of that. Just trim that off just like that. You want a nice lean pork cutlet, unless you like the fat, and leave the fat on there. So we're going to take this and we're going to dump it right into our buttermilk, egg, cayenne pepper, salt and pepper, garlic marinade there. Now you can let this sit anywhere from 4 hours to overnight. If you do it overnight, just take these and put them in a Ziploc bag with all of this mixture in there, and then just put them in the refrigerator, zip-locked closed overnight. Okay, we've got a nice tomato here. We'll cut it up. Get our toppings ready in advance. I'm going to slice that tomato relatively thin. Now the lettuce, you could either shred it up, but typically it's put down on the sandwich like that. So just, cut it up into some smaller pieces. We don't want it hanging over the sandwich too much. Or if you prefer to shred it, you can shred it up. Fresh out of the pickle barrel at my local deli. So we want to cut these into long, thin pieces. This is a half sour pickle. I'll try a piece. Oh my goodness. That is so good. Make sure you slice them thin, because they're a little salty and you don't want them to overpower your sandwich. That's right, Poppy. Wow. Our sliced pickle. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make a sauce, a very simple sauce, to go on our Hoosier sandwiches. But first, I got to make a phone call. I got to make a phone call right now.
The J.D. Fox Show, hello.
Well, hello there, J.D. Fox.
Oh, my.
Do you know who this is?
It's Ronnie.
You guessed it, it's Ronnie calling.
Oh, my.
And the damn phone rang 5 times before you picked it up.
Have some patience.
I'm busy, I ain't got time to wait around for that crap. Anyway, I just want to call you and let you know that I just rolled into Hartford.
Hartford?
And I'm actually visiting Rockin and Turbo Z. They're making supper for me.
Supper?
We're going to have Hoosier sandwiches. You know what Hoosier sandwiches are?
No, I don't. No.
That's right. That pig between 2 slices of bread.
It's Mike's.
They make that for me every time I come up because they say I'm a little piggly wiggly. I don't like the people around here in the city.
Why not?
Folks say they're not very friendly people, you know what I'm saying? I pull up in front of Ronnie's house, Rockin' Ron's house, and with my rig and my tandem trailer. Let me tell you, that didn't go over too big.
This is only a 5-minute song.
And, by the way, you want to know what song I want to hear?
Eventually, yes.
I want to hear Let Your Love Flow.
Let Your Love Flow.
By the Bellamy Brothers.
Ooh.
That's right.
Yeah, it's a good song.
By the way.
Yeah?
Why am I talking like this?
I have no idea.
Beat the hell out of me.
Okay, our sandwich sauce is simple. Just a big dollop of mayonnaise right there. And just a little bit of regular yellow mustard, or you could use Dijon if you prefer. I just want to mix that up like so. And taste it. It's perfect. Not too overpowering with the mustard. You know what I am going to do? A little bit of pepper in there. There we go. And we'll put this in the refrigerator to chill. All right, got another one of our steam pans. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to make our coating, which is basically saltine crackers and some quick mixing flour. So here's how I do it. just like that. Punch them right up inside the bag. Those go in there. Okay. Now to this, we're going to add some Wondra quick mixing flour. And we'll put in, what's that, about a cup, right? Mix it up. Now we're going to take our pork that's been marinating for at least 4 hours. If you can do it overnight, that would be even better. Again, take the pork, put it in a Ziploc bag with your buttermilk egg, and just let it soak in there really nice overnight. Okay, I'm just going to add a little bit of crumbs here to the bottom of our standby pan here so that things don't stick. That's what you want right there. Now again, when I buy buttermilk, I like to use full fat buttermilk. Okay, just like that. Now we're going to let these rest for about 10 or 15 minutes, and then we'll fry them up. Okay, we've got about an inch of corn oil here. We're going to heat up to frying temperature. And I'm thinking that we may be able to get all 3 of those pieces in there. Got some nice fresh Portuguese rolls today. I thought we would toast them with some butter. I don't know, it seems to me that when you toast the rolls on most sandwiches that you're making, it doesn't apply to all sandwiches, but this one certainly would. It's nice to toast those rolls in butter. Okay, oil's up to temperature, and we're going to cook our Hoosier pork for about 2.5 minutes on each side. Want to make sure that oil is nice and hot before you put this in. Just like that. And I think we're going to get all 3 pieces in there nicely. Don't want to shake it around too much because you don't want all that breading falling off. Now you want to be careful when you flip these. You don't want to knock all that nice breading off. Look at that. Oh my. That looks really nice. Hoosier pork sandwiches. Oh my, these are going to be so delicious. There we go. Couple minutes on this side and they're done. Okay, they're coming out, and we're going to let these rest on a wire rack for just a couple of minutes. Okay, here's how I like to plate this meal. Start with the bottom half of our Portuguese roll. We're going to take a nice dollop of our mayonnaise mustard mixture right over the bottom, just like that. Now this is by nature a very messy sandwich, so no need to worry about, making a mess, because that's what a Hoosier sandwich is all about. Some iceberg lettuce along the bottom there, just like that. Some tomato. Now check this out. Look at that. Is that a monster or what? That is a monster sandwich. The next thing we're going to do is top it off with our half sour pickles. Will you look at that? Nice big dollop of this on the other side, like so. Serve it open face like that. Oh boy, look at this, huh? Just a few, just like that. A Hoosier pork sandwich on a Portuguese roll with some nice mayonnaise, mustard sauce, lettuce, tomato, half sour pickle, toasted buns, of course, and some nice roasted potatoes and Brussels sprouts. This is a Hoosier pork sandwich. It was very popular and still is to this day in Indiana. Now, as far as how to handle it, my only advice to you is to just put the top on like that, press it down good, and go for it. Oh my God.
Wow.
It has a mayonnaise mustard sauce, lettuce and tomato, some nice fresh half sour pickles right out of the barrel. Not out of the jar, out of the barrel, out of the pickle barrel. If there's one recipe I want you to try, it's this one right here. Hoosier pork sandwiches. We got some roasted potatoes and Brussels sprouts too. So good. Check back often for more Fun Tower Kitchen videos. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.